It's time for another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas, the podcast covering the intersection of business, culture, entrepreneurship, and life in general here in the Ozarks. Whether you are considering a move to this area or trying to learn more about the place you call home, we've got something special for you. Here's our host, Randy Wilburn.
Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. I am your host, Randy Wilburn, and today I'm with a very special guest. Miss Chelsea Ware from Ask Fayetteville and What's Up Fayetteville has joined me today to talk a little bit about her experiences here in Northwest Arkansas and everything that has gone into creating this Facebook group that she started that basically took on a life of its own. And it has grown by leaps and bounds. I don't know what the accurate number of people that are connected with it right now, but there's a lot of people.
I do, yeah.
There are a lot of people on there. But Chelsea, it's so good to have you on the podcast, and I appreciate you letting me into your home just to talk with you for a few minutes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself. What we like to do is learn a little bit about who we're engaging with here on the podcast, and more importantly, just kind of like your origin story. How did you end up here in Northwest Arkansas?
Well, like I said, I was born in Texas, which some of y'all might hate hearing, but
no problem.
We moved here when I was about 2, have been in NWA ever since. I moved to Fayetteville in 2008 after I graduated high school, and I always thought I wanted to move to California or New York or whatever, just get out of this town, like you hear people say. And then I kind of started finding a purpose here about 2015 or 14, whenever I started doing this kind of stuff, or really actually the sick house stuff, I guess. Can I talk about that too?
Right,
okay.
Right, yeah.
And so the sick house started in 2011, and that's when I started being like, all right, Fayetteville's cool. Like, I like this. I can be here,
Right. What was it about Fayetteville? I mean, in terms of the people, yes,
like why I moved here from Springdale, I guess.
Exactly.
Wow, what was it? I was moving out of my parents' house. I was just trying to find a cheap place a little closer to my job at the time, which was a little smoothie cafe in the mall.
Okay.
While I was going to NWAC. That was actually not a great drive, but yeah, I don't know really why I chose Fayetteville. It just kind of seemed like the more my age vibe of town, I guess.
Right, but it's grown on you since then.
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%.
Okay, all right, cool. So it's grown on you so much that you created What's Up Fayetteville, I think, is the first page that you created on Facebook. And what was
first group, yeah.
First group. What was the what was the idea behind that? What were you hoping to accomplish?
So actually, I started it for friends.
Okay.
Once I turned 21, I didn't start drinking until I was about 21. 21.
Which is the legal age, right?
Yes.
So, right, exactly.
No, but I really didn't drink until I was 21.
Right.
My dad's a youth director. I grew up very, I'm still religious, but yeah. Anyway, very sheltered and whatever. Anyway. Okay, yeah. So it was mostly just for friends because, once I turned 21, I was getting involved more in the music scene. So I was getting out and about more, watching shows, seeing specials. And I just got a lot of text messages all the time, like, hey, what's going on tonight? Where's the best happy hour? Whatever. And it just honestly got really overwhelming that I was like, look, I'm just going to put this all in one spot, call it this for whatever reason, and invite all my friends to it that keep asking me what's going on.
Okay. And
I made it a public group so anybody could join. But at that point, in 2015, I didn't really understand what groups were, because like I've said, they've grown tremendously since then.
Right.
Just in general for all Facebook users. So people just kind of started joining and then posting their own daily specials, bars started getting involved or local businesses, whatever. And the first year was kind of slow. We got a decent amount of members, but the content was kind of the same bars were posting the same things every day, blah, blah, blah. But really in the last 2 years, it's just exploded. We're at, I think we actually just hit 19.2K members.
That's huge.
Yesterday or so.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and we lost about 800 members in one day because Facebook did some weird thing where a bunch of every group was affected. So yeah, it's growing every day. I mean, it's crazy. Along with Ask Fayetteville, we actually just hit 6,000 members the other day as well, but that's only been a group for about a year.
Right.
And What's Up Fayetteville did come first, in like June 2015.
So, and that's interesting. And I know that you have purposefully tried to not commercialize it, right? As far as
What's
make
Up
it like
or
a business. Well, specifically, What's Up Fayetteville?
So kind of. It is actually my goal to make it lucrative.
Okay.
I quit. I worked at a screen printing shop for 9 years, and I actually left there 2 years ago now to kind of pursue What's Up Fayetteville and figure out how to make money doing it. Kind of have figured it out. Still working on that.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah, so it's actually not very lucrative yet, but
not yet, but you're getting there.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. It's very sporadic, I guess, so it just kind of depends.
Well, I would say some people would probably argue with you and say, well, anybody that has access to or connections with 19.2 thousand people, there is some value in that. And I think, I mean, have you always considered yourself a natural connector of people? Were you like that when you were little?
But I've been told that, like I said, this house started in 2011, and it was to bring people together for music. You know, like I said, my dad was a youth director, so I've always been very involved in church activities. Him having people over to his house for, whatever. So yeah, I'm a people person, I guess, if that's kind of why you're asking. That is, bringing people together. Yeah, I do really enjoy that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So tell me just a little bit before we go into Ask Fayetteville. Tell me in terms of What's Up Fayetteville. What if people go and visit that page and ask to become a part of that group? What can they expect from What's Up Fayetteville? So
the main and basically only thing that group is for is day of, which means. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but some people don't. So day of means something happening that day. Yeah. You can't post anything that's happening tomorrow or next month or whatever. It's, hey, I'm bored tonight. Let's go to What's Up Fayetteville and see what's up. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I got you. Yeah. So anything that's happening today will be on there. When tomorrow rolls around, then you do that. So how do you monitor all that? Or do you have a few other administrators that keep track of it?
No, it is just me. I actually did try a partnership last year, and that didn't work out. So it's just me. I don't have any moderators. I just have a lot of free time now, kind of, and I just try and monitor it as best as I can.
Right.
And honestly, a lot of people police it really well for me too. So that's nice. People will report things that aren't, supposed to be there. And so when I get on, I will see that immediately and I can, keep or delete it.
Right.
And, yeah.
Okay. And then out of that, it seems like it came the need for Ask Fayetteville?
Yes, definitely.
What was the lightning moment for you that was like, you know what, I need to do that?
So actually, you can create polls. I don't know if you know that, but you can create polls in groups. And so when What's Up Fayetteville kind of first started in its early years, people would ask random questions very randomly, not like a bunch, and they were kind of fun, and engaging, and it kind of helped promote the group because when more people comment and engage on a post in a group, it'll show up on more people's newsfeeds.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this is whatever, I'll let it slide. And then, as the group grew, the questions grew. And so I finally was like, I'm going to take a poll and ask people, should I create a sister group for questions, only? And the first poll, the majority voted no. And they wanted it all in the same place. And I literally took another poll like 2 months later because the group had grown that much in those 2 months. And then yes won. So that's when I created Ask Fayetteville, strictly for questions in search of or recommendation posts, whatever. So I call it the sister group. It was first actually called Ask What's Up Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And then people started turning to Ask What's Up Fayetteville, not knowing what What's Up Fayetteville was. So it didn't really make sense to some people. And so then I changed the name to just Ask Fayetteville.
Okay.
Which makes more sense, now.
Yeah.
Might turn it to Ask NWA. I don't know. I'll probably do another poll. I'm very adamant about majority wins type thing.
So even though Fayetteville's in the name of both of these groups, do you find that you get a lot of interaction with people that are not in Fayetteville?
Right. Yes. And even in the both group descriptions, actually, it specifies that NWA in general is part of both groups. Yeah,
Right.
Fayetteville is just kind of, it's just what I started with. It's where I live. It's what I know the most about,
Right.
but I definitely encourage like Rogers, Bentonville, the metropolitan part of NWA to post in both groups or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. And it's not so big of an area that, you can't be doing something in Bentonville and then come down and hang out and do something in Fayetteville and then go back up to Springdale or whatever. So you've got those benefits there. So
Definitely.
yeah, no, that's awesome. So, so what's next for this? I mean, what are you hoping to accomplish? I have some ideas for you, of course, but I'll share those with you offline. But I'm very impressed with what you've been able to put together in such a short period of time. And I think we're still in the early stages of how something like Facebook can impact a community and the way that you can give back. But I mean, what are you hoping to do?
I mean, like I said, I'm trying to make it, somewhat of a legit business and a money-making, lucrative thing,
Right.
My career really.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my plan, but I'm just not business savvy, I didn't go to college for that, so I don't know if I need to find a business partner or what, an investor. I have no idea what's next, honestly. I just kind of keep doing my thing every day and hope something falls in my hand.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that it will, and honestly, that's another reason why I wanted to do this podcast, because you never know who might listen to this, and that certainly will impact you. I want to jump back, though, to Ask Fayetteville, because I thought about this earlier. I had a chance to look at a few interactions earlier this week, and I know you get some pretty crazy questions on Ask Fayetteville, but what are the normal questions that you get that you field the most, that you see like over and over again, like people ask these all the time?
So we did have to turn on a feature where we have to approve the question first, because people were asking, I'm not even joking, literally every day, something about best hairstylist or a mechanic or some kind of doctor or I don't know. Those are like probably the top three I can think of off the top of my head. But I mean, you'd be amazed about the majority of questions I get asked like multiple times. So yeah, those are really the top topics.
That's the basic stuff
food
that
gets
people
asked
need.
a lot. Really,
Yeah.
just food general questions. Where's the best pizza? Where's the best tacos? You know, whatever. So yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put you on the spot then.
Okay.
Best pizza place according to what the people ask and the response that you
That's
see.
actually on my to-do list, is to go through and like kind of tally up and then go to those businesses and be like, look, hey, this happens on my group,
Heard
and
about
so
on Ask Fayetteville.
Yeah, so I'm actually trying to make Ask Fayetteville kind of lucrative too with What's Up Fayetteville. Like I want to have some kind of like What's Up Fayetteville approved stamp, that I don't know.
Something
Really know.
like
That's
that.
a fresh idea, but yeah.
Right. But any come out just in your head, just that
Like for me or the general public?
the general public that you've seen people mention.
A lot of people love Mojo's on Mondays because it's half price night.
Okay.
People just love half price nights in general. So
Yep.
Gasano's is, the Tuesday spot because it's half price night there.
Right.
But good pizza, Woodstone is a popular choice. Tim's Pizza, East specifically for some reason.
Yeah.
That location.
Right.
Damn Good gets, mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
Those are probably the top ones.
Okay. What about barbecue?
Giraldi's kind of barbecue. Oh gosh, no contest. Wright's Barbecue is like blowing everyone out of the water,
That is,
and they're so new. You know.
That's
but,
hilarious. Jordan
crazy.
Wright, Jordan Wright, the guy that founded it, he's gonna love hearing that. I actually interviewed him for this podcast.
Oh, nice.
And he's a really good guy. But I it's funny because everybody that I talk to says the same exact thing.
I will say, I think he has a little competition coming up because he is in Johnson, which kind of sucks because it's Johnson. But Sauced Barbecue is a new place that's opened up really close, not on Dixon, or maybe it is actually. I haven't been yet, so I'm not sure. But a lot of people are, saying that it is comparable to Wright. So I think those are the top two.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Sauced. I'll have to check that one out too.
Sauced Barbecue and Brews, I think, is like
barbecue
their
and brews. Okay,
thing. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, actually, I visited Everybody's been talking lately. Everybody that I've asked about, great places to eat, the Leverett Lounge comes up quite a bit.
I haven't been there.
And the Eclectic Cafe, I think, or the Eclectic.
Is that still a thing? I thought that closed down.
I'm not sure.
But maybe it moved. I'm not sure.
I think it may have moved. I think it's still open.
Oh, I do want to comment. Lucky Luke's for barbecue. Shout out there, Lucky Luke's.
Lucky. Their wings are very good.
Yeah, and they have their wing night every Wednesday. Cheap beer and wings. Yeah,
exactly. So, no, I mean, there's so many good food places to eat around here. Though.
Yeah, I haven't been to Leverett Lounge myself, but the owner, Hannah Withers, who also owns Magazines and previous owner of Little Bread Company, is like one of my Fayetteville idols.
Yeah,
she knows she's like a super inspiration to me. So yeah, I need to go check out Leverett Lounge.
That's Maxine's Tap Room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yep. I actually went there for the first time just a couple of weeks ago, and I was blown away.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a dive bar, which I personally like, but now it's all like kind of modern and fancy, and
it's not too modern though. I mean, I think it's okay. I mean,
I still love the vibe and atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. I love anything Hannah does, but
I mean, you could miss it. Like if you blink, you'll miss the place. That's the thing.
I
like walked past it twice. I was like, "Where is this place?" I'm looking around. And I'm like, "Oh, here it is." And then you walk in, and it's like a throwback, to like how these little places, these little bars were back in the day. So I think it's kind of interesting. Well, I will definitely put some of those listings on the show notes because I think people need to know about some of these places that they can check out. Some people tend to, we're creatures of habit. Once we find something we like, we stick with it.
I'm definitely there. Yeah.
Right.
I have my favorite bars that I go to on certain nights of the week, and I don't really get out other than that. Yeah. So, and that must be hard. I mean, with what you're doing because you encounter so much information. What would you say to the audience here? What would you say with regard to Ask Fayetteville that Ask Fayetteville does not do this? What is it? So, like I said earlier, Facebook is focusing more on groups and letting you create rules and stuff. So these are the rules that I haven't announced yet, but they're coming soon. What is not going to be allowed? Is that what you're asking? What's not allowed on Ask Fayetteville?
Yeah.
So we're not really allowing pet posts of any kind, like missing, lost pets, or like, hey, does someone want this pet, or like whatever. Anything to do with pets, we don't really do anymore. We try to redirect them to the there's like 5 groups that have thousands of members, know. There's one specifically that everyone redirects people to called like NWA Lost and Found Pets or something, And that's kind of like a debate in Ask Fayetteville because people love their pets, I understand. I've had many pets over the years, but I personally think that groups have very distinct reasons for them and that those reasons should stay in their specific groups.
Right.
So the pet thing, what else? Just general like promotions and events. We don't allow those in there, because the events go and what's up Fayetteville if it's day of.
So if I'm doing a special 2-for-1 event at my bar or a restaurant or whatever, I would want to post that in What's Up Fayetteville
if it's happening that day.
That day, right? Okay, I got you. But if it's just an ongoing thing, that's not really something.
I mean, they're welcome to post every week. Like Riley, like a lot of the half price nights that we go to, like Riley's or Mickey Finn's or Bugsy's, they'll post every Tuesday and Sunday half price night at Riley's,
so people know.
Yeah. Because there's new members every day, who might not know. So yeah, and I encourage that. I don't mind that they post that every week at all. Like if they wouldn't, I would. So
yeah. So now, do you know the demographics of this group? Do you have any idea of the people that are participating in this page as a whole?
I haven't looked in a while, but it really seems as far as like gender goes, it seems pretty like
split down the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Age, it definitely seems more of the like nightlife, 20s to really 20 to 40.
Okay. So millennials, there are some Gen Xers in there. Okay. All right. And of course Generation Z, which is the youngest group. So
yeah.
And then and that's interesting. So wow.
But it isn't all about nightlife and bars, I get asked that sometimes. Someone the other day was like, "Hey, can I post my like nutrition hip hop dance class?" And I'm like, "Yes, please do. Like I want more of that." I posted on knitting classes. Yeah.
I think I saw a Zumba class posted on there.
That was probably the one that I was talking about.
Okay, okay, cool.
So I definitely encourage like anything happening that day. It does not have to involve drinking or a bar or like whatever. Yeah. Anything.
Oh, that's awesome. So now, are you like hyper focused on the analytics of your page? I mean, do you constantly look at how many people are looking at posts and
Not really. Not unless someone asks me, I kind of used to, but then I don't really know why I would.
Right.
Until I kind of get more, not serious with it, but I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question, actually.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Well, listen, I mean, I think this is some great information. What else would you want your this listening audience to know about What's Up Fayetteville and Ask Fayetteville in terms of just the site itself and how to get the most out of it in terms of using it?
I don't know, really, just everything I've already said. I would really like more people to post about non-bar drinking related things.
Right. Yeah.
I try and find that stuff and post it myself.
So basically, if there are other things going on in and around this area,
just trying to reach more
people.
Things happen during the day,
yes.
Not just nightlife stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we definitely will encourage people to do that, and certainly they can join both groups by just going to Facebook and typing in "What's Up Fayetteville."
Yeah, we don't have any websites or apps yet. I am actually working on. I guess websites are still relevant, so I guess I'm going to have some websites. But, the website and app will be primarily for What's Up Fayetteville, but it will have tabs for the Ask section. I'm not going to do two different things or anything, but it will include all of it in one. So that will be cool whenever, I have the money to do that.
Yeah, and when you probably do that, you'll be able to really categorize all of the different things that you do. Yeah,
I have tons of ideas.
Because I know you have a lot of information. I mean, if you were able to get all that information and then and search it, it would be quite interesting.
I would love for filters, vegan friendly, patios, pets allowed, 18 up, kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Tons of keywords and filters. I want to have it all. Radius, all of it.
Well, cool. Well, hopefully, maybe in the next go around when we do this another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast with you guys, you'll have reported back to us that you got a website started and maybe an app, and so people go to your app and just plug in whatever they need, and everything's right there for them. So, so that's awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to meet with me, and on a Friday afternoon, no less. So I do appreciate you doing that. But thank you so much, and. I just want everybody out here, when you get a chance, if you're in the Northwest Arkansas area, please go to Facebook. If you're on Facebook, type in Ask Fayetteville and join that group, or type in What's Up Fayetteville, join that group as well. Join both of them if you can, and check out what these guys are doing here. I think there's a lot of really good information, certainly for day of events, but Chelsea and her friends are really putting out some great information, and if nothing else, let's just support her and what she's doing as an entrepreneur here in Northwest Arkansas, and certainly want to just let folks know that there's a lot happening in this area, and that there's so much to take advantage of, and knowledge is power, as they say. So Chelsea is sharing a lot of information and a lot of knowledge with regard to what's happening here. So what's that?
I just want to say, for people who don't use Facebook, because I know that's not for everyone, What's Up Fayetteville does have an Instagram. It doesn't get updated as regularly. I try, but I'm trying to get better at it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So if people want to connect with you, outside of Facebook, what's the easiest way to connect with you?
Instagram is really the only other thing I have.
Give out the Instagram.
It's just What's Up Fayetteville.
So it's at What's Up Fayetteville.
I have a Twitter. It's What's Up. Oh gosh, it was too many characters, so I had to shorten it. But Twitter, honestly, is anything that's on Instagram shares directly to Twitter.
Okay, I'll get all of that and put it on the show notes so that people have it, and certainly you guys check her out, check Chelsea out on Facebook for both of those pages, those groups, and then also check out Instagram, and I'll put the Twitter link all on the show notes. So if you're listening to this through iTunes or Spotify or Google Play or whatever, just scroll down as you look at the description and the show notes. All that information for how to connect with Chelsea will be in there. Find out all the great stuff that she's keeping track of here in this community. And if you can help her in any way, you have some ideas for her, or maybe you've been checking out WhatsApp for a while, or Ask Fayetteville, and you've got some ideas about some ways that you could help her improve it. I'm sure she's open to anything.
Always, yep.
Absolutely, right. So you remember, sharing is caring. So please share any good ideas that you have with Chelsea as she moves through this endeavor and gets this thing off the ground. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be a big deal in the near future.
Only 28, so I'm hoping by 30.
You got it. Well, you got 2 more years. Well, there you go, folks.
Yeah.
The gauntlet has been raised. So that's what we're going to do, and let's see what happens. But Chelsea, thank you so much for connecting with me today, and I do look forward to keeping an eye on what you're doing with both of these pages in Google, and then what you do as you continue to grow your organization and what you do here. And I appreciate it, certainly, for the information that you're sharing, and as I know others do. So thank you so much for taking time to join us here today on I Am Northwest Arkansas.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. Chelsea Ware from Ask Fayetteville and What's Up Fayetteville. Check her out whenever you get a chance. And thank you again for listening to this episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. We appreciate you being a part of this podcasting community, and for listening to this episode. We ask that you share it out with your friends. If you get a chance and you're on iTunes or anywhere where you're actually getting this podcast download, please share a review. Let us know how we're doing, if you like it, if you hate it. Either way, just be honest with us and let us know what's going on. And we appreciate any and all feedback. The only way we get better is by getting feedback from you guys. So we really appreciate that. And thanks again for enjoying this episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. Remember, we'll see you next week. I'm Randy Wilburn, your host, and I'll see you later. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. Check us out each and every week, available anywhere that great podcasts can be found. For show notes or more information on becoming a guest, visit IamNorthwestArkansas.com. We'll see you next week on I Am Northwest Arkansas.